Okay, so here's a more in-depth look at the circuit that I have working here. Um, I wanted to show the full thing more organized to show how it works to keep perpetual power going, to keep power going even when you're offline. I'm gonna have to eat in a sec. Okay, so to start off with, so we got 3 solar panels right here. First 2 connected into a root combiner, then connects the third one into a root combiner, and then those go down in. So basically it's 3 solar panels connected in with 2 root combiners to produce a certain level, 0 to 60 basically, during the day. So if I take out so that's coming into this branch right here. So it looks like there's 53 currently coming in from those 3 solar panels. So once those come in, the first branch right here, one goes into this OR switch. That's the that's the first set of power, and that's to let the whole system know there's solar power coming in. So as long as sounds like someone's coming up actually. Oh yeah, they're there, running by my base. As long as power is coming into there, it will come in. It'll come in from either source there. It'll come in either from the power from.
Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up? Here, one sec, I'll come out. Gotta interrupt my video. Where'd you go? That's weird. Well, that gives you an idea of how the system works. I don't know where he ran to. But anyways, if someone's in front there, it sets off the alarm. So the first one right here, this puts out power into this OR switch. So as long as there's daylight coming in, I'll explain how it blocks the battery later, but it will push through power into this OR switch. And then because the solar power is coming in, it shuts off the battery. That's why it's not receiving battery power. So the way that it does that is it comes into the second switch. So the branch out goes into the blocker. So this happens, so right here it's taking 12 energy out from the thing, and that's what powers the thing and turns off the battery. It doesn't turn off the battery. That's what adds power into the thing, but then it's still receiving power from a battery. Once it hits this right here, it'll send a small amount of power into this blocker. The blocker will block the battery from pushing out more power. So what that means is that as soon as I hit 14 power coming out of those 3 solar panels, so a little bit into the day, it'll eventually turn off the battery using this blocker and then just use solar power. When that happens, then the rest of this excess power goes out into this electrical branch, and it charges the 3 batteries during the day. You can see them charging there. All 3 of them should be charging. Yeah, there we go. So that's what that kind of blocker is there, and this is the battery that's powering the whole thing. So this battery, this OR switch right here, when it's getting power during the day from the solar panels, it shuts off the battery with the blocker and just uses the solar panels. And then as soon as the nighttime comes and the solar panels run out and these things are all charged up, then the generators come back in, this thing passes through electricity, and this OR switch switches to battery. So the next step here is this next branch. So this is after it's receiving power from either the battery or the solar panel. So at this point we're pushing power through. It's got 11 power coming through into this branch, and then it takes a little bit off of the branch to go into the sensor. So the sensor is out front. It's a motion detector sensor, and it can detect I'm going to eat as I'm doing this actually because I'm starving. It's a motion detector sensor, and it can detect heartbeats, footsteps, I forget what the other things are, but basically it's a motion detector within a line of sight of 20 feet. So as long as someone is inside a certain window within front of my house, it'll set off the alarm. And I will explain how it does that in a second. Let's go out here. this is it right here. So you can see it's getting power from the electrical branch and then going into an AND switch. And that's what's setting off all the alarms. So if we go back down into here, close this up. So the power goes out from that branch. A tiny little bit of power goes out into the sensor and then comes back into here. This is the AND switch right here. So what this does is it pushes all the power out of here into this AND switch, but it'll only continue pushing the power through to the splitter, which is where the alarms come out, if it receives power from that sensor as well. So it's pushes, this branch pushes a little bit out to the sensor. If it receives a hit from someone going through the body, then it'll push through on this AND switch, and you'll see all three of these light up, and then that's when the power goes through. Once that happens, it pushes the power into this splitter. The splitter goes out into 3 flasher lights, which have passed through into 3 speakers. So I got a speaker down here, speaker right there, and then 3 lights. One there, and one there. So if someone walks out here, it sets off all 6 of those things, I think. And the reason I say I think is because if it doesn't push it through enough power through this splitter, then some of the elements might not work. I can see all the lights are working, but I can't really hear if all of the speakers are working. I can't necessarily hear if this one's working, because in order to test it, I have to go outside or have someone walk by. But yeah, that's basically the circuit right there. I wanted to show exactly what it was and better organize it. So this, again, will stay on 24/7 because of the way that it's set up. It'll keep running even when I'm offline. I don't need to switch anything off. It'll just always be on. So if anyone comes up towards my house, even when I'm not there, it'll set off that alarm, and it'll keep itself powered through these generators all throughout the in-game day and all throughout the real day as well. So if right now I just have it hooked up to an alarm system, which is kind of basic. I don't have any like traps or anything like that, but you could set it up so that there's a trap base going even when you're not there, and you can have it so like if they were to walk up there, I could have turrets behind doors, and then there are automatic door openers that open all my doors, and then just turrets start firing at people. In this server, people are really nice, so they wouldn't really let that fly, but you can see how the possibilities of using that in a different server. And again, I'm only using one of these batteries, sorry, 2 of them, one for this system and then one to power all the lights in my house. That's with a switch that I turn on at night, but that turns on all the lights in the house. This one's currently unused, and I'll probably do something else with that. But it's just one battery hooked up with 3 solar panels and then this circuit right here in order to produce that always on power alarm system. So if you have any questions, I probably would, because this took me like hours and days, and circuit diagrams. I got like diagrams over here where I like drew out everything, how everything's supposed to go. You can see it actually looks very similar to my diagram in the actual thing. We got the solar panels on the roof up here, goes into those 2 blockers which are on the screen right there, and then kind of down into the batteries which are down there. Here's the OR switch, the AND switch, all the way over to the splitter, which is over there, and then out to the bottom, which is where all the lights are. So again, if you are confused, please let me know, and I will try and explain it. I hope you enjoyed it. My base is pretty cool though, because of not just the alarm, which again goes off here, but I protect everyone in this valley. The Valley of the Sun, which I forgot to mention. I have Christmas lights on the side of my house that show the Valley of the Sun, and those lights are always on. Those you can't turn off even if I wanted to. People can always see that. And over here I got some good defenses from this door, but like basically my whole thing is I'm trying to protect everyone in the valley. Some of my pumpkins are ready. So by doing that and by sitting in this chair and just watching at night, I can see everything that goes on and keep tabs on people. So yeah, if you're interested join this server. Buddytown, noob friendly. It's really fun, really nice. People are really nice.